Alright, and welcome to another WRP Live Play TTRPG session. What is WRP? Well, that's me. Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company, so that way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight we're playing D&D. This session features D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor, where our intrepid heroes face unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us as well. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. Now, let us meet our courageous, daring heroes. Before we figure out what's going on with that claw, we'll begin with an introduction from Vass.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, and I'm playing Vass. He is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. This week's fun fact about Vass is having grown up in an upper middle class family and being, a mischievous young fella. His parents would frequently volunteer him to participate in a variety of extracurricular activities. And something that not very many people know about Vass is he really enjoys pottery.
We love that. Alrighty, next up for our introductions, we do have Hugh.
Hi, I'm Stefan. I'm playing Hugh DeVere, a fearsome and flamboyant fencer. Hugh was taught to swim at a pretty young age by his father and in the local ponds in the forested areas of Iverhold. His dad made him learn how to swim wearing his children's first brigantine armor, so he'd be prepared to do that in combat in later life. So to this date, Hugh's a bit confused in the concept of swimwear. He just thinks people just swim in their clothing as normal, as that's how he learned to do it.
Heck yeah, we love it.
He's
Alright.
like totally not shocked by seeing chainmail bikinis then.
No, he thinks they're completely normal.
Ah, that's beautiful. Alright, last but not least, let's get an introduction from Rue.
Alrighty, I'm frontboard and I'm bringing Rhubarb Bafflewander, aka Rue. He is a forest gnome sorcerer, level 6, hailing from the Isle of Sandcrest, far to the west of our setting. He's 114 years young. He does have, you know, he's got some kids. That's what happens as you get old, I guess, and as a gnome. Um, and two of them are named Tad and Polly. I'll let you figure out how he got those names.
Well, I'm gonna guess it's not Mind Flayers. Uh, so, BG3 on the mind. But, with that, I believe that our session is good to begin. And we will pick up in an area of shade and despair. You had traveled to the ruins of Wakenrat and traveled up into the ruins of Wakenrat. Met some strange ghosts along the way. Saw some strange remnants of whatever happened as well. Floating rubble. And then there was a portal. A portal that spoke of Feywild, uh, enchantments and escapes, but what you find on the other side is quite the opposite. And you all have traveled to the other side. There's an elven spirit that seems trapped here. Pleasant enough, as he made conversation. Introduced himself as Varial. But in the discussions of how you may be able to assist him and how he may be able to assist you, there was an interruption. A claw coming over, a clawed hand coming over the side as something seemed to climb up the top of the tower, which is where we will pick up. As you all see this bestial composite of what looks to be bone and musculature of different animals, primarily bear, but that could be wolf or some other predator that stumbles upwards, scenting the air and drawn to you outsiders. As you see its drooling, slobbering jaws sort of hanging open. And with a roar, it's gonna charge. So why don't we get some initiatives here?
Awesome.
Not awesome.
And I'll work on getting you guys a visual. That's not awesome. Alright. So, we have Vest, Rue, you, whatever this thing is.
Wow, it rolled terrible then.
It got a natural 1.
So did Hugh. Wow.
So did I. But I have a +4 dex.
It does not have a +4 dex.
Mental note.
Alrighty, so just about to get you guys a visual on this thing, so that way you guys can see the big bad nasty you're working with.
How big, bad, and nasty would this thing be?
It's definitely big. It's considered huge. It's very nasty. Bad, I guess, is a matter of opinion and perspective.
Makes sense.
But there you go.
Huge.
Yes, it's huge.
Oh boy.
So, Vass, you are first to act. This thing's charging at you from the side of the tower that it just climbed. What would you like to do?
It looks nasty. Well, first of all, Vass is going to put a hand on his forehead and then look to the other two and be like, see, this is why you don't go through random portals. And then, how far away is it from me?
I'll say at start of combat, because it just started sprinting, it'll only be like, we'll say 25 feet away.
Okay. And we'd all be roughly that far away from it.
Yeah, you're all about roughly that far away.
Okay. Vass is noticing that it's kind of made of a bunch of different parts. So he's going to snap his fingers and cast Shatter, hoping he can curse load it into little jiggly bits.
Great, and that's a con save, correct?
It is, and the DC is 14.
Well, he's got a pretty good con, but that's a bad roll. So that's only 12. He'll take full damage.
I love that for him. That's 19 points of, is that thunder damage?
Yes.
And is there anything atop this tower that we're on where a sneaky bard rogue could hide behind?
The only thing is the portal. Portal and your friends.
Bye, guys. I'll be back in a minute. No. Okay, well then that's gonna be it for me.
Okay. Rue, it's your turn.
Varial, you did not tell us that this thing was here.
It is not something I was aware of until this moment.
I guess we're fighting if Vass was casting spells on it.
You weren't fighting before, you're definitely fighting now.
Yeah, seems so, doesn't it? Um, do. I think
Oh, I
that
can pop this on now.
let's do something we haven't done in a little while. And let's channel some Fey energy to counteract the shadow energy and cast Bless upon me and Vass. I could see Vass, right?
Yes.
Actually, I don't think I have to see. It just has to be a creature within range. Rue's gonna bless himself and Vass and Hugh with the bless from Ehrenborg. And then from a bonus action, kind of want to go and run and hide behind the portal.
I mean, if you want to go towards the portal, go for it.
Kind of want to run behind. I want to run behind the portal and like kind of poke my head around to see what's going on, so I'm not leaving my compatriots totally high and dry.
Okay.
And no bonus actions. That'd be it.
Alright. Hugh. Here you go.
All right. I am enthusiastic about this, and I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on him, and use my prodigious mobility to run around him to try and smack at him in the tail with my S-Stock.
Yeah, go for it.
First got a 14 to hit.
A 14 just misses, unfortunately.
You got blessed, buddy.
You have
Oh, I
bless.
got bless, that's right. I was just about to ask about that. Bless. Or 15.
15 just hits.
Alright. Blessed by the power with the might of the moon I shall punish you. So that's gonna be 10 piercing.
Alrighty.
And psychic.
Okay.
And we do that again. Dice are not favoring me right now. Okay.
Oh no! It is now our creature's turn, and first claw attack is gonna be going against Hugh with a 26 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
That is 10 piercing damage, and as it is drawing its claws outwards from you, can you give me a strength saving throw?
13.
13, unfortunately, is not quite enough. You are pushed back about 20 feet away from this creature as it is going to continue rushing forward, this time going for Vass.
Does a bless work on saving throws? Sorry to interject.
Yes, it does, actually.
Oh, there we go. Learning all kinds of things. Yeah, because the opposite of Bane.
Yep.
So I got a 15.
15, unfortunately, still not quite enough. But you were closer.
Well, that's a pretty substantial DC.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Vass. That is a 27 to hit.
That hits me twice.
That's gonna be 20 points of piercing damage, and I need a strength saving throw.
Oh. I got a 20, same as you. I got a 15.
You do also have Bless.
Oh shit, that's right. Be an 18.
18. You manage to stay standing there. You aren't pushed away. However, it's now going to use its entrapping rend on you.
I don't like that. How?
Does a 19 hit? That's gonna be another 22 piercing damage. And you are needing to make for me another strength saving throw.
I cannot make a strength saving throw because I am unconscious.
Oh no. You all watch as Vash's body is sucked into the chest cavity of this creature. And while you are unconscious, you are considered, in this moment, you are grappled and you are considered restrained while you are in the creature's ribcage.
Try to work fast. Get it from the inside.
And there's just like a limp arm.
You hear nothing. You hear nothing in response to that. This is just proving my point about portals. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
But that's it for this creature's turn. Vash, we come to your turn. You are unfortunately unconscious, so can we start off with a death saving throw?
Yeah. That's a 14.
That is a success. What was the last thought that went through Vash's mind before going down?
A lot of jumbled swear words in a mixture of common and infernal.
We love it. Very fitting for the situation as well. Rhubarb,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Hugh, do we need to get out of here quick?
We need to kill this so we can save her friend who is valiantly fighting it from the beast from the inside.
Yeah, I mean, he's unconscious in there, Hugh. Brew is going to try to extract Vass from the body of this creature by casting a vortex warp and bring Vass over to where Rue is.
Okay.
I assume that Vass would be willing.
I don't know that an unconscious person can give consent, but I believe Vash trusts his companions enough.
So that would be an action. Bonus action. Oh hell. I don't have much good. Unless I want to Misty Step all around the place like a madman. And then if I want to use a healer's kit, that's an action, and I assume using a healing potion on Vass would also be an action, correct?
Yeah, that's a lot of actions you got there.
Yeah, if only I had Quicken Spell. Oh well.
It's great meta magic.
I've got other great meta magics instead. Maybe level 10, if and when we get there.
You're closer than you think.
I would put Vass not on the side of the portal that would make him obvious to be wherever in this creature's field of view. So I'm still kind of poking my head around the corner, and I guess I'll end my turn there, kind of still hiding behind the portal. Scared for Hugh.
Hugh, it is your turn.
Okay, well, this is more stabbing time. Okay, a 19.
Most definitely hits.
And that's for 12 piercing. And 2 psychic for 14.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And a 23.
Another lovely hit.
Wow.
For 16 piercing.
Heck yeah. Your 2 strikes as you stand here. You recover that ground as you were shoved aside and try to prove to the fact that this beast that you are a worthy enemy. And 2 strikes and it seems to grab its attention as it now turns back to you. It was looking over at Rhubarb, who had stolen its friend. So sometimes I
Yes.
worry about my my partner.
Focus on me, the well-armored swordsman, and not the squishy sorcerer.
Alright, so the first attack of the claws coming from this creature. That is going to be a 12 to hit, which misses.
Even close.
A 13 is also going to miss. And as this thing roars, it's going to go for an entrapping rend. Oh, that's a natural one! So this creature is trying to fight against you, Hugh, but you are parrying and dodging and really giving this thing a run for its money. That's. Once again, we come to your turn, and you are still unconscious. Can I get another death saving throw?
Oh, that's a 3. That's a fail.
That is unfortunately a failure. What is a memory from Vass's life that comes to his mind?
That's an interesting question. I think the just sort of guttural fear that he felt when the thing was charging at him, I think would have brought up memories of being afraid yeah.
Some old trauma resurfaces.
Yeah, different creatures there that were scary, not this contraption, but the same kind of
Right.
inherent fear.
With that, it's now going to be Ruth's turn.
Ruth thrusts his hand into his... Actually, it's probably not in his pouch. It's probably on his belt. Snatches a potion of healing off of his belt, and pours the contents down Vass's throat. Kind of like massages his throat a little bit to try and get him to swallow it. Kind of shakes him a little bit to try and wake him up.
All right, go ahead, roll that.
What do I roll? 2d4? Is that what?
Yeah, you've only got regular you'd only got regular potions, so yeah, 2d4, and then it adds 2.
8.
Alright, so Vass, you are unconscious, but you have 8 HP. Or not
That doesn't
unconscious,
wake
prone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're prone, but you're up with 8.
Does he still
Hey.
keep his bless through...
As
Yes.
long as you don't go unconscious, the concentration is still there on the target.
I gotta keep track of my bless too. I think that was round 3 of the bless.
That
Because
was
I think
round
it's a
3.
minute, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Thought we lost you there, Vass. Got you to safety here, but that thing is still standing over there, fighting Hugh.
Why am I all wet? Is all this viscera mine?
I sure hope not. I think it's part of whatever that thing is.
Vass looks bewildered.
We'll clean you off later. We just gotta focus on keeping us all on 2 feet for now.
Alrighty.
And I don't have any bonus action. I'm hesitant to play some sort of decoy. So I don't know if I will this time, because Vass is still kind of hurting, and I don't want to draw its attention over this way just yet. So, no movement.
Alrighty. Hugh, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm sure I have this thing on the ropes. 23. Now let's do both strikes. Also 23, so 2 hits.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So first one, the basic damage. Okay. Just keep on repeating the same die, and they're all coming out brilliantly.
I mean, that's fine.
Consistency, we love it.
Okay, so 28 plus 6, so 34 piercing damage. And as a little psychic Sunday, dreadful, I do 3 points of psychic fear damage to it.
Just a little bit of sparks. Yeah, as your flourishing blade strikes impact, you feel the fearful fey energy place into it, and it snorts, growls, more of that frothy saliva dripping down as it is enraged. At the end of Hugh's turn, it's this creature's go once again. 2 more claw attacks, or at least attempting to. The first one is a 25. And Hugh, you are looking at 13 points of piercing damage. And then I do need a strength save. Remember, you have Bless.
Sorry, what was it to hit?
25 to hit with 13 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, that was not gonna be something I can stop. Okay, that was a 15 and so 18 on the saving throw.
18, you are not pushed away. It takes its second claw attack. Misses with a 14. And then it's gonna go for an entrapping rend. With a 21 to hit.
Oh, I definitely used my blade to deflect the entrapping
Alright.
proboscis.
So,
Something like that.
I mean, yeah,
I
it's
also
the bone cage opening up and trying to, like, grab into you. So,
also passed my concentration check on my Hunter's Mark.
hell yeah, that's the good thing right there.
Right, I remember to do it this time, as I'm occasionally doing now.
And then, oh, I've been missing the emotions. So with that, it is the end of our creature's turn. Vass, we come to you. 8 HP, you're prone, but you're up.
8 HP is better than -3. Okay. Firstly, I'm gonna stand up. Probably gonna take a little bit of effort. I'm going to. He's probably gonna have one arm across in front of him, holding on to a gash in his side, and he's gonna do some first level cure. No, not cure wounds. Healing word as its bonus action. You healing word yourself here, a creature, right?
You can healing word yourself.
So that's four hit points. Nice. I increased my hit points by 150%. And while I'm standing there holding my side, I will take out my magic fiery opal black dagger and throw it at this thing.
Hell yeah.
Am I with am I more than 20 feet away?
Um, you would be at this point, because Rue brought you
Okay.
back over near the portal where he was hiding out.
Okay. I am certainly not moving closer to this thing, so I will roll with disadvantage. It's close beyond range. The 19.
19 will hit it.
Fantastic. That's 5, and then I get my quick attack, I believe, because he was right there.
This is, well, I think it does. It's only if you don't have disadvantage on the attack. Let me double check here.
you're
No,
right.
you're totally right. You're totally right. I can't have disadvantage. Unless my College of Swords says differently, but I don't think it does. It just means I don't have to have advantage, I
Right.
think.
Yeah, if the enemy isn't incapacitated and you don't have disadvantage on the roll. So, unfortunately, no sneak attack.
Well, that's 5 points of magical piercing damage.
Heck yeah, and 5 points is more than what it had before you threw the dagger. So it's definitely looking a little bit more hurt now. Anything else from Vass?
Nope.
Okay. Rue, we come to your turn.
That we do. I mean, I would ask how it's looking, but it already looked pretty gnarly, so I just imagine it's like, it's kind of like taking meat and chopping it up into like a finer, like sausage or ground beef from more like a steak. So it probably just looks like still looks gross. But I think that I need to give some assistance to my compatriots here. So Rue is going to poke his head back around the corner. He's not hiding, he's being tactical. And send a guiding bolt at this thing. And because I feel like we need it to be dispatched quickly, I'm going to upcast it to 3rd level. Cross my fingers. So let me do that. That's a nat 20.
Oh, hell yes. And this is on an upcast, too?
Yeah, so I think it's 66 when it's upcast at 3rd level. Let's see, 46, and then it's a d6 for every level over that. So yeah, 66.
So we've got a base of 36. Great.
Correct. And then on top of that, we've got 17, but I'm going to use Empowered Spell to re-roll 3 of those 2s. Let's see what we get. So 17 minus 6 is 11. And that turns another 11, so that's 22 more. So 58 damage?
So, Rhubarb,
Yes.
would you like to paint a picture here?
I mean, honestly, it's kind of like casual determination in a way. Like he poked his head around and just kind of like squints and scowls and like looks back at Bass, probably who's poking his head around the other side of the portal, and just kind of like points and focuses on divine energy at this creature and would send like a red beam of moon energy straight in its backside, because I assume it's facing away from us. Hugh flanked it a while ago.
Yeah. So as your beam of intense red moonlight is channeled through you, it rushes forward into the creature. You watch as, for a brief moment, it is overcome with Lunatari's red moonlight. And then it's gone. Obliterated by the divine magic that you called upon. And you are no longer bound by initiative. And everyone gets a +1 to attack rolls for the rest of the evening.
Ah.
Just after that would have been helpful.
Glad you weren't inside that thing when I did that, Vass. Rue kind of smirks over his shoulder.
Friend's view was very violent, destroying that creature.
Bass is still super confused. He's gonna walk over, collect his dagger, and then he's gonna get to prestidigitating all of this yuck. Um,
You still do have the elven spirit that sort of stays along the edges of the arena.
Why are you hiding over there, Varial?
I am not hiding, but I am unable to assist in what you were partaking in.
Do you know if there's more of these things around this area?
It is likely that there are more creatures of this plane who wish to feast upon the life energy you have brought, which is why you must aid quickly.
So you want us to sever the link, correct?
Yes.
I believe he taught it to Hugh in the last
Even
episode.
if he hadn't, he's able to easily explain what needs to be done, or at least what he knows. And it seemed easy enough to go back and forth, so as long as the portal persists, you may be able to come back and ask for clarification.
Like, reconsult the instruction manual every time till we get it right.
If that's how you wish, yeah.
Varial, have you seen any other people come through from our side? Like, perhaps another elf?
I have not, lest my request may have already been achieved. I wish for Awakened Wrath to rest finally, as it should.
Don't know about you two, but I'm not really inclined to stay here much more longer than we already have.
I mean, it is dark and glorious, but okay. I understand you need the light of the moon.
Vass grabs Hugh by his collar and drags him towards the portal.
One adventure is enough, Hugh. So, yeah, you guys are able to walk to the other side of the portal once again, finding yourself in the ruins of Wakenreth, the walls crumbling, hanging extended in the air in that brief moment before collapse. The corrupted portal here, the green light from the sconces in that strange darkness of the sky. And Hugh, you have the knowledge of the runes. Technically, you all do, but you would like to make your attempt here. I will ask for a Constitution saving throw as you feel the energies of the Shadow Veil sucking at your life energy as you try to accomplish this task.
Missed it. Bullshit. Go.
19.
19.
Heck yeah. The process does take a few minutes, but you are determined to see this through. And even as the Shadowfell tries to claw its way across the mists back into you to draw your life essence across that plane, you are able to complete your task with no further harm. The portal closes, and with it, it is severed from the Shadowfell. The area around here begins to shift as well.
That's what I was worried about.
You
Yeah.
watch as the tower walls begin to knit themselves back together. As the night disappears, and the green of the sconces is diluted back to a bright white, and Wakenrath sits as it once did, restored.
I honestly was not expecting that outcome, but maybe
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I thought it was going to finish falling down. So this is a nice contradiction.
With the reassembly of this room, are there any like new features that have made themselves apparent in this room with the portal?
Nope. There's just now an empty archway where a portal once was. And no holes in the ground. Or the walls. Or anything like that.
I'm like a little sad, maybe Rue's a little sad because he was curious about like the night sky behind all the holes in the broken walls and he thought it was cool. But clearly that was Shadowfell energy and maybe it's not as cool now that he knows what's going on. I don't know, you two, like kind of seems like our work here is done. Maybe Dalamar came and saw it was destroyed and disappeared off, but I would say if this was his people's area or land, that they would probably be pretty grateful to us for restoring it to what it was.
I agree. Well, let's look around and be sure, because we went all the way here, and I banished the Shadowfell. We can check it out, but after that, we'll conclude we are great heroes and move on.
Okay.
Are we able to look for tracks or something outside the tower to see if it looks like someone else may have passed through this area recently?
Yeah, if you get back outside to the tower, easily enough you'd be able to do that. So, taking the time to look around, there's really not much else in the tower than what you had previously seen. It's just now neater. Um, and as you are exiting out, you are intending to look for tracks. Let me just double check here. Yeah, you would all be able to see this. There's a figure approaching the ruins. And you would notice, firstly, the color of this humanoid sort of attire is a sort of vibrant blue. And as he gets closer, you're able to see Dalamar. And he's got his satchels, scrolls, and all on his person. Oh!
Mar.
It seems that you've beat me to it.
Mm-hmm.
Beat you to the tower or beat you to fixing the tower?
The tower needed fixing.
Damn straight it did. Kind of do the motion that I did learn to get out the Shadowfell, and it does nothing.
Nonetheless, Dalamar seems impressed.
Okay. Oh, I got you a present. I give him the Dragon Army sword. It's a magic sword. I thought you'd be interested.
I'm fairly intrigued. Yes, actually. Take it. He doesn't really have a place to put it, store it easily, but he'll hold on to it. So you said that there was something to be fixed in here. Can you explain that further?
Oh, yeah, I mean, when we got here, this tower was crumbling. It was in a almost like a frozen state. Rocks suspended in midair you could stand on and climb on. And as we got higher, it was more and more broken. The top floor looked like night sky where there should be daylight outside. And there was a portal that we went through and met someone that gave us the instructions on how to sever the link between this realm and some other dark, scary realm. Which we did. And when Hugh did that, it all pulled itself back together.
You see that as you speak, his eyes gleam with interest and intrigue, and he's constantly flicking up from your group to the taller portions of the tower. Taller portions of the tower. I will need time to investigate the areas here. You're welcome to, of course, join me or take your rest. Or you have sought out those other areas, yes, that I shared with you. The Blue Phoenix Shrine and the Sunwood Fortress. Excellent. I want to hear about those as well, see sort of magic they held there, but I want to spend time with this. And eagerly he's going to kind of move past your group and start traveling through, climbing the steps of the tower. You can hear the echoing of his footsteps.
Ross will call after him to let him know to leave a silver piece at the base of the statue on the main floor before he just skitters his way up the stairs.
Roll me a perception check. Okay.
9.
You don't notice anything different, but Dalamar seems to head straight up, but perhaps he is an elf. He may have been well aware of the custom, or you might not care. Who knows? But as Delamar is focusing on the tower here, he seems particularly intrigued with the portal. He did say that it was going to take some time. If you would like, should you desire, you could start the process of a short rest, which would give time for those with new items that may need attunement to look at those.
Is there a way, I'm sure there's a way, that I could take my rest in the top floor? Because I don't trust him in the portal for some reason.
Yeah, you could totally be up in the top floor with him.
And I'm also curious about, like, his magics in some ways. Like maybe I can learn a thing or two from this guy.
Yeah, totally. His magic does very much seem a lot like Wyon's. Very scholarly. What about Vass and Hugh? What are you guys doing?
I'm trying to figure out this new sword I got.
Okay. So, I'm gonna use my DM privilege here. And then, you refresh your character sheet here, you'll be able to see your new fancy sword. And thus, I'm assuming that you'll be looking at your cloak.
Sebas desperately needs a breather and he wants to check out this cloak. He will rest on the floor that's second from the top. He wants to be within earshot in case
neat.
stuff goes down, but he doesn't want to be in the same room as the portal.
Alright, if you refresh your character, you'll be able to see your new.
I know I can do it, but like literally do it.
Hugh sounded like a child getting a holiday gift.
Well, it's a dancing longsword. The one issue is that it's a really cool bonus action economy. Problem being that I bonus action often for Hunter's Mark, but I could have it in my belt and it'd still be cool.
I mean, if you
Actually, that's a good idea. Now, the question is, does Hunter's Mark apply to things I tell it to attack?
if the hunter's mark is on your thing and it's your attacks, even if it's from a weapon that's not in your hands, I'd say that applies.
Okay, cool.
So, and as you guys rest, about an hour goes by. And for those of you on the top floor near Dalamar, you can see that he sort of sits back, a look upon his face. He's discovered something. But before we find out what Dalamar has learned, we're going to take an ad break here. So, stick around. We will be back here to continue our story here very shortly. Please let the ads run. They're very important to us here at WRP to help keep our games affordable. If you want to help us out more directly, you can always make a donation to my Ko-fi. Link for that's on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support us at WRP, they also unlock awesome perks for our entire community, benefiting everyone who plays with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, and even new quests. So, Stick around. We'll be right back. And we return. As Dalamar seems to have Bruno Mars captions. What are you going on about? As Dalamar um, seems to have made a discovery of some sort. So we know that Wake and Wrath, of course, was built elsewhere, clearly. And he begins to speak as if giving a lecture, uncaring who is present and not present. So if someone wants to alert Vass, who's on the next floor down. What I've been doing here is tracing the portal's magic. It seemed to pinpoint and find where Wake and Wrath originally stood. I've been utilizing the ley lines underpinning the region. You said that you had visited the shrine and the Sunward Fortress. What sorts of magic did you uncover there, if any?
Oh. What was it? The Sunward Fortress had some evil orange stone in the basement that corrupted everything that touched it.
I would also say history checks if you want to see if you can recall the detailed informations. Did either of you alert Bass? Come up to the next floor?
Bass can kind of handle himself.
Bass might have information that could help Dalamar, though.
Rue will gesture toward the floor and send a message to Vass and say, maybe you should float yourself on up here and join the rest of us so we could figure out what's going on around here.
Well, unfortunately, you'd have to take the stairs because the
Oh,
hole
the
is
hole.
gone.
Dang. I thought he could hear through the hole.
Nope, the tower's been restored.
I still want
I
him to
mean,
float
I could
himself up here.
levitate just above the stairs, but I'm not going to do that. Vass will go up the stairs. And that was a history check.
Yeah. As you are thinking back, the Sunward Fortress had the slutty spawning stone. That was that orange thing. And then you would also recall that the Blue Phoenix Shrine is a holy place for the god Habakkuk. And can share that information with Dalamar.
Blue Phoenix Shrine had that water that had a property, right?
The restorative water.
Blessing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He starts scrawling something down on some of the paper that he has with him. Yes, okay. I will... I can use them. I can take them for the account and the ley lines projections, and I'll need more time. But I think I can pinpoint where the foundations of Wake and Wrath stood. Where they might yet still stand.
That's it.
This could be an entire day calculation. So, if you have other business to attend to, by all means, but you are welcome to rest here as well.
What time of day is it now? When do-
I believe you arrived about early morning, midday, Wake and Wrath, so it's not terribly far at this point. You've spent some time in the tower itself. Another hour of Dalamar trying to get the baseline of his theorem in process.
I mean, we could see if you can raise anybody on your Fargab Vass. See if the troops are anywhere nearby. Dalamar, have you seen the Kalaman army wandering out to the east by any chance?
There was a large military figure that did not seem to be of the dragon army variety, so I am assuming that is who you're referring to.
I love this. We seem to have misplaced our army. Have you seen it?
It was right here a minute ago. Yeah, I can go outside in case there's some latent magic still around this tower and try to see if I can reach Tamina? No. Yes. No. What's her
Tatina.
name? Tatina. And or Darren.
Alright. So because of where you stand and its properties, we're going to do this. I want you to roll for me D100.
I never get to roll those. That's fun. 97.
Alright. I will keep that 97 in mind. What are you reaching out on the far grab with? What is your opening statement?
Is there anybody there?
From the... Oh,
Sorry, I was gonna say, did we have some sort of like code words like? eh, Crap, there was some sort of.
postal delivery, and that was like way...
Yeah.
that was back when you were doing things for the city.
We've got 3 missing parcels here, looking for the main delivery service provider.
There is heavy feedback, as has been most of the times you've tried being out of range. And then some very crackling What's that about hair? As you hear Tatina's voice come through. But it is, like, again, very
Yeah.
crackly and it's losing bits and pieces of some of the words.
Where are you?
In the middle of nowhere. I don't know if you've seen that. How far away are you guys? I've never heard it this bad.
I think we might be out of range.
Yeah, okay. It's just
And then Vass would try and provide a description roughly of where Wakenreth is without saying the name Wakenreth.
Give me a survival check, please.
Before 16.
You feel fairly confident in the descriptions and directions that you've given.
And then I would ask, where are you in relation to that?
I got no idea. Apparently, I'm not allowed in the tent with the maps after all of my blueprints got into them, which is crazy. Innovation and whatnot.
Max just chuckles to himself and he's like, totally. Like he's just, validating her sentiment. It's still heavy crackling and feedback.
Yeah. If you'd like, you can roll either a insight or an arcana check.
Yeah, I want to see if I can deduce anything about what this means. Maybe I can get a rough idea of how far away we are because we're out of range, but maybe close to being within range. It's a 16.
16. You are most definitely out of range. It's hard to say how close they may or may not be. But you think that perhaps some of that ley line energy, that latent power, is influencing the technology here and bridging some of that distance, allowing for perhaps not the best connection, but more than what you had before.
We've got fiber optic out here.
5G. So even through like all of this, we haven't really found much concrete information like Darrett asked us to find. Just bits and pieces so far.
Yeah, I don't think we're any closer to finding the city of lost names. I always forget, is it lost or forgotten?
Lost.
Lost. Okay. Which is why we came out here in the first place, and I don't think we're any closer to finding it. We know where it's not, though. We know lots of places that it's not.
Kind of forgot about that city.
So, do you wait out the time that Dalamar has sort of vaguely estimated his calculations to take?
Yeah, I think Dalmar's, a great guy who's smart, and he's just gonna figure it out for us. And all we need to do is relax for a while.
This is
Spoken like a true noble. Delegation.
How a noble knows how to do something by knowing who knows how to do things.
What
including
time
your
of day
laundry.
after that's not fair. After we've taken our short rest?
I would say it puts you in late afternoon, getting close to evening.
And he said he needed a day.
He said he'd need about a day.
Okay. Well, I mean, guys, I don't know what you would think, but here's probably as good a place as any to
and we'll be finding
rest for the night.
somewhere on that side, outside. So
I mean, if it's a day, we can't be anywhere and back in a day, and I don't really want to go out and find any land sharks or any sort of beaky creatures. What were those called? Don't tell me, don't tell me. I had it right here. Oh, I don't remember what they're called. Fangworms.
Rex. I think is the technical term for them.
During the intermission, he's going to shield himself. Then start. Some of it's like 20 and 30 waves that all flow from the outside. And if one touches the center, then it goes up.
Oh, and when Vass went up to the top floor, I forgot to mention that if you guys looked in his direction, you would notice that he has a nice new cloak on.
It's immaculately clean.
Yes, prestidigitation has happened many, many, many times.
Bass, is that a part of your stage performance gear? Or you plan on wearing that all the time now?
Way more every day where it doesn't quite have the vibe I'm looking for my performances, but the color scheme isn't terrible. I feel safer in it.
It looks like it protects you pretty well. The sun and stuff especially.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll make my sunscreen from lavender last longer.
Wonder how Lavender's doing. He's a nice guy. Although, like, when we start mentioning Lavender, like, Rue kind of lowers his voice a little bit to in hopes that Dalamar's like off in calculations and isn't really paying attention to who we might be talking about there.
If he hears you, he doesn't seem to give any care.
It's what I hoped and figured.
You have a day of rest. You can take your long rests. You seem to be safe enough in the tower. And, are there any moments that you wish to highlight in your day before we get to Dalamar's discovery?
How tall is this tower? Was it like 100 feet tall? Or at least 80?
It is 80-foot height.
Are there windows?
Not really, no.
Okay. I just
There-
wondered if I could like climb and look out windows and stuff like that.
This was, from what Varial had explained, supposed to be a house for the dead, so.
Oh. Pretty nice house for some dead people. I think Rhubarb would just spend his day like foraging around, using his trait that's he is able to find food to sustain people on a daily basis. So he'd be like gathering things to help feed the crew.
It's all like root stuff, so it's all like very hard because you are in a wasteland. So it's sustainable, it's not very appetizing.
Better than starving, maybe.
All I'm imagining is that at the end of it all, for celebration, Bash just gets himself a mimosa.
Vass is gonna need several days of downtime in a civilized location just to catch up on all of the skincare and hair care and his routines to get him back to peak. He's gonna need a long time.
I love it. But day of rest goes by, and Dalamar approaches your group. I think that I found it.
So,
What exactly?
Well,
not once
I believe that I've found the City of Lost Names. However, I also believe that there is a very powerful source of magic to the north. But there is
Western Blackbirds.
not quite so due north. Is where you'll find the, I believe, if we head northwest, that is where the city is at. I would like to check out their source of magic, and if you would be willing, I will ask that you escort me there. I can reward you with whatever we find, perhaps a favor in the future.
Just to be clear, he's saying that the source of magic in the city are two separate places?
Correct. The source of magic is more straight northerly. Northwestern is the thing. The source of magic, as he points it out on the map, is a little bit closer than the city.
Well, you too. I mean, we're looking for the city, but we're also looking for dragon army motivation.
I mean, looking for the city, I guess, is a more concrete objective at this point.
Yeah, but do we want the Red Dragon Army finding that source of magic before we can get to it?
That is a good point.
I think we hit up the powerful magic and then continue on to the city That's
At
my
least
vote.
the four of us together stand a better chance against land sharks and spiders than two separate groups. Cities near giant spine. Magic sources near cliffs that drink.
Am I blind or is Waken Wrath not on the map you just sent?
It is the one that doesn't have everything. It's for the areas that you'd be able to see on this map. Wakenreth is near Stormstep. I had a version of it that had like little icons for you, and I'm just too lazy to find that file and update it real quick.
I got it open already because that's what I do. I think we're on that like bluff just to the left of Storm Step.
That is correct.
Cliffs that drink is straight north.
About 2-day travel, just under. Do you?
And Dalamar gets the blessing if he's traveling with us as well.
Correct.
If he needs it. Yeah.
Yep. So, do you spend another night in Wakenreth? Or do you try and head out sooner rather than later and sleep in the wastes?
It's the afternoon.
It'd be about evening time at this point. Full 24 hours.
Evening.
Probably should wait till the morning then. I don't know that a couple hours is gonna matter too much.
Probably not. We've got a roof over our head here, at least.
Let me just get up really early.
Vass can feel a migraine coming on just thinking about that.
You just turn on your little shoes and fall asleep on your feet, and we'll just drag you along, like attach a rope to you, like to your belt or something like that.
Don't give me ideas.
I bought that belt for Vass, didn't I?
I believe you
Yeah.
did.
It's coming full circle now.
How
I think there's lots of chains hanging off of it too. So you got something to loop the rope into.
Exactly.
Oops.
Does Dalamar seem eager to leave, like now versus in the morning?
Not particularly.
Okay. I think we should just wait till the morning.
Alright. Then another long rest. Another night undisturbed. And morning comes. And you set out. And, it's been a bit since we had someone make a travel roll for the day. So, As you move through the high wash of the wastelands, why don't we get a roll from Rue? And you roll for me a straight d20.
Oh, almost a nat 20, but it bounced and hit the 2. Not that I know if a nat 20 makes any difference on these rolls.
The day goes by with ease. You're able to pass along and find a place to rest halfway through your journey. As
Try the. Yeah, okay.
morning arrives and you are setting out.
You want to pause it here?
Hugh, would you like to roll for me
Mhm.
a d20, please?
Ooh. Rolls where I don't know where it is. I get an 11.
An 11. As you are noticing the watch beginning to lessen, becoming the low wash, you would spot something on the ground. Shadows. Dragonelle shadows.
Ooh.
And as you kind of look to the sky, you can see that there are 3 dragon army officers on 3 dragon army dragonelles flying about the air, looking for something.
Nice. All right. Are they within 600 feet?
They are.
I'm gonna snap a blow shot at them.
Okay.
I get 20.
That hits.
Or 12 damage.
And were you aiming at one of the officers or one of the dragonelles?
At the dragon owl.
Beautiful.
Do any of the rest of us notice these dragonelles, or did we just see like Hugh pull out his bow and start shooting at stuff?
I'd say that you'd all be able to spot the shadows on the ground, and then see where Bo kind of, or not Bo, Hugh took the bow shot.
I'm gonna go
Before
full
you-
Legolas on this.
Did they seem to look like they had noticed us before you shot one of them?
They were definitely searching around the areas. It is highly likely that they would have spotted you. So, if they hadn't seen you before, they definitely see you now, as the Dragonelle kind of rears, alerting its rider of the danger. And as the 3 of them come towards your group, we're gonna roll an initiative here.
Drop the if they're still in the air. Drop the creatures. That way they'll fall and the riders will die.
Hey, now we get a chance to use that +1 attack from chat.
That's right. It's like the ultimate baby bless. It's just a straight up +1. I was thinking about minor illusioning and making a desert rock form around me to hide, but probably a little late for that now.
That ship has sailed, I think. The cancer of the bag. And now I'm wondering how Jinx is doing.
Alright, so it'll be Hugh, our officers, our Dragonels, and then we have Vass, and then Rue. So,
What about Dalamar?
oh, I forgot to roll for him. He'll go at the end.
Okay.
If I forget about him, they just go at the end. So I would have struck this Dragonel. Yeah, so as they come sort of careening towards your group, it is Hugh's turn.
All right. Let's see. How far are they at this point?
I'll say at this point, they're about 50 feet away.
Okay. Well, then I will apply a hunter's mark to the same one I already attacked, and I will go full longbow on them. So I got a 19 and a 26.
Yeah.
Or starts at 14. At 11, so 25 damage.
Okay. Not looking too hot here, but still flying. Anything else from Hugh?
That be it and all.
Our officers from atop their mounts are going to draw forth crossbows and will take shots. The first one aiming at Hugh with a 11 that will miss. The second one aims at Dalamar and misses with an 8. Then we have another crossbow bolt towards Hugh. And that is a natural 20. So you are looking at 9 points of piercing damage. That's a rough one. And then it also does, that is 17 points of fire on the crit.
17 points of fire. Wow.
Yeah. The piercing was... Ooh?
I cast, as a reaction, Absorb Element.
Heck yeah.
So it's half.
So, easily enough done then.
That'd be 9 and 8 then?
9 and
Or
8.
7?
9 and 8, yes.
Okay, for 17.
And then, that's it for the officers. The Dragonels, underneath the order of their riders, are going to, rush in as well. Again, flying down, serpentine bodies. And they're going to make their rend attacks. The first one going for Rue. And that is a natural 20.
Oh.
You can't silvery barb a nat 20, can you?
You can,
I can't.
if you would like.
Well,
That's
then
what
I will
silvery
silvery
barbs is
barb
for.
that. I didn't know if it would cancel out a crit, that's all.
Yeah. They make a reroll at
Yeah.
disadvantage. Or they make a reroll and take the lesser. So, it's no longer a nat 20. If Bass goes forward with the silvery barbs. It's still a 24 to hit.
Yeah, definitely hits.
That is 14 slashing damage and an extra 5 fire. And it takes its second attack against you, Rue. But I believe a 9 misses.
Sure does.
Alright. The second of the Dragonelles goes for Hugh. 2 rend attacks. We have a 21. Which I believe will
Okay.
hit this round because you've used your reaction already.
Yeah, use my reaction, yeah.
So that is 10 points of slashing and 4 points fire. But a 11 misses, so you're fine on second attack. And then the last one will go after Dalamar. 21 will hit Dalamar. He's just a little mage. That'll be 12 damage. And then the 14 just misses Dalamar with his mage armor. So, that's it for our Dragonelles, which are now kind of grounded as Vass. It's your turn.
Okay. So I take it one of the Dragonelles is in melee with Rue, then?
Yes.
Okay. Bass is gonna go up to that one. And what is Bass gonna do? He's gonna make 2 scimitar attacks at the Dragonelle. And I guess he'd be moving into a flank.
Can do.
So that's a 14 on the dragon.
14 unfortunately does not get past the Dragonelle's
Well,
barding.
Actually, it would be a 15, actually.
A 15 just misses.
Oh, strike 2. That's a cool nat 20.
That 20 is definitely going to hit, though.
It's a really good roll, and then I get my sneak attack damage on that. Is that I feel like I ask this every time. Is that doubled also?
Yes.
I roll once, but it maxes out,
Right.
right? Oh, another good roll.
So, that's going to be...
Wow.
Yeah, with that crit, since this was the Dragonelle that has a few arrows sticking out of it, it goes down. Leaving its rider to jump off of its corpse as it falls.
Could I make that a defensive flourish?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, well then, the Dragonelle's not going to take any extra damage, but I'll roll to see how much my...
Its corpse is slightly more brutalized.
I get +2 to my AC, so I'm fine with that.
Alright. Rue, it is your turn. You did have a Dragonelle, but now you only have the Dragon Army officer.
Vass was like beating the dead horse. Are we still like mechanically like in some sort of flank with this officer then?
I'm going to say not currently. It can be done because he as the creature was falling, he jumped off of it. So it's like on the side, but like you could move over and Vash could like slightly turn and you'd be in a flank again.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to fish for advantage on some sort of attack potentially.
Yeah, it's easy enough to get an advantage in this situation.
Oh, so I could move into a flank again. I could close a
Yeah.
flank right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
You
because
just
otherwise I was.
don't have one when he fell, but you could easily make that one.
Maybe like lacking better judgment, Rue is going to reclose that flank, that melee flank with Vass, and he's going to reach out and touch this Dragon Army officer and cast Vampiric Touch on it. with
Okay.
advantage.
I mean, you would have had advantage because the armor too, but
That is a 25 to hit.
yeah, definitely hits.
Right. So let's roll us some necrotic damage. That's a fantastic roll. That's 16 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
And then I believe I take half of that back as healing.
Yeah.
Rue's eyes like turn a black shade that seems like New Atari. Not that you can ever really see New Atari, but just scowls at this army officer as he reaches out and touches him with his necrotic hand.
Yeah.
No bonus action. I will stay here and provide the flank for Vass for better or for worse.
And then it is Dalamar's turn. And Dalamar has a Dragonelle and its rider in his face, and he doesn't like that. So what is he going to do here? You know what? Yeah, he's going to Misty Step, and appears on the other side of the battlefield. And as he does so, he's going to send out a firebolt at the rider, aiming for the back of his head. And Dalamar just hits the DC, so that's going to be lovely 12 points of fire damage to this rider. And top of the round, Hugh, we come back to your turn.
Okay, is the Dragonelle that's attacking me the same one I hunted marked or a different one?
It is not. The one that you had 100 mark was the one that went on Rue and is now down.
Okay. Is it down?
It went down, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna lose my bonus to reapply it to the one right in front of me. And attack it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna be a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Okay. This starts with a 9 from the regular bit of it. Then we're doing fire damage from the absorb element for 6.
Does seem resistant, but it takes half of that.
Hunter's mark for 1. And here we go.
Beautiful. This creature roars in your face as it takes the damage.
And we will now make a less impressive. Oh, sorry. So much less impressive it doesn't hit.
Ooh, unfortunately, that is a miss. And then it is our officer's turn. And the one on the ground is going to take its lance up and try and drive it through Rue with a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That is 6 piercing and 3 fire. He's gonna do it again.
Is that one concentration roll for that single attack?
It's anytime you take damage, yeah.
Okay, so let me just roll that. That, yeah.
All right.
Concentration's cool.
19.
That'll hit too.
That'll be 8 piercing and 1 fire.
So 9 damage. Okay. Oop. 13. I think that still maintains concentration as well.
That still maintains concentration. And then you hear as he calls out, "Well, don't just stand there! Take your attacks!" And those that have a reaction available can make their attacks, but they are not within melee, so only he can do it. So he's going to take another attack at you. With a 14.
Rue's going to shield that.
Okay. So, shield goes up, the strike of the lance glances off the side. We have our 2 other officers, and while they were unable to use their reactions here, they are going to sort of feel that energy. They dismount their Dragonels, and they will take their lances off the side to make attacks. The one in front of Hugh, that is a 11 to hit. And then
Dodged.
a natural 1. Actually, you know what? The other guy, he does dismount, but he doesn't take his lance off yet. He's going to take his crossbow shot at Vass. But a 10 misses.
Yes.
And that'll be it for our officers. Our Dragonels, we have 2 of them. The one is going to try and eat you. So 2 rend attacks to Hugh. First one misses with a 13. The second is a 23 to hit.
That is going to... Oh, no. Alright, that's gonna hit. Yeah.
Alright, so that'll be 5 slashing and 3 fire. That was... ouch. I
Well,
hurt.
I am going to take the opportunity, just because I have second level spell slot to burn, to do that again. Absorb element. So that's gonna be...
Yeah. 1. With that, it is going to be our other Dragonel, who is going to go after Vass as well. So it flies into the air and is going to come down. You hear as it lands, and that's going to be 2 rend attacks. Claws trying to strike through and cut through your armor. That is a 16 on its first attack.
That's a miss.
And the 12 is definitely going to miss. And that's it for our Dragonels. Vass, it is your turn.
Okay, so essentially it goes Rue, Officer, Vass, Dragonel, kind of in
Yep. Like a little conga
a
line.
line. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't like being in the middle of this, so I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage. And I'm gonna shimmy over a little bit close to Rue so that I can aim a cone at both of them, but not get Rue.
Yes, I love it.
Alright. Well, channeling my infernal heritage, I will do a burning hands at the two of them. So that's a dexterity 14. Okay.
Our Dragonel succeeds with a 19. And our officer succeeds with a 15.
Alrighty, well,
So, half damage.
Dragonel only takes 3.
Yep. Dragonel only takes 3.
Okay,
Okay.
so that was my bonus action and action. So I don't think I have. Oh, and my +2 runs out now, right, for the AC.
Yep, at the end of the turn.
Okay, all right. Well, that's it for me.
And we will pick up with Rue's turn in combat, just after our ad break. So, stick tight. We'll be right back to continue along our story. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're very important to us here. They help keep our games affordable. But if you want to help us out directly, you can always make a donation to my Ko-fi. Link for that on screen. Ko-fi donations not just support us at WRP, they also unlock awesome perks for everyone who plays with us for the next month. They include double treasure, double XP, new quests, special companions. You can find the full list on our Discord. So, stick around. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. And as we return, it is for Rue to go.
As much as I want to stick around and leech the life essence from this officer, I don't think that's advisable because Rue is like getting ready to knock on death's door. So he's gonna try and go out in a blaze of glory, and he will use his forest shroud armor to teleport. What is it? 30 feet away as a bonus action, like as far away from any enemy that he could possibly be. And then he's gonna use his full 25 feet of movement to back up even farther. And then he's going to twin spell cast a max level guiding bolt at both the officer and the Dragonel that are over by Vass and where he used to be. Which is a lot of stuff. And I think you said I get advantage on both of those beams of guiding bolt in the last session we did that.
Yes.
So there we go. So that's a 3rd level, which I do have. And let me just mark off my sorcery points before I forget. I think that's 3 for that one. It is. So let's see. Let's do officer first, because he's the jerk that tried to skewer me. That's a nat 20 on his butt.
Yeah.
So that is 66 damage. Let's just go ahead and roll that. What's that? Base of 36 again.
Oh, yeah.
And then add 22 on that. So that's 58 on him. And then
He's down.
And then on the Dragonel, that is a dirty 22 to hit that thing.
And this was the Dragonel that was over near Dalamar, right?
No, it was the one that came toward Vass. I think that one flew over to Vass.
Yeah, so that was the one that was originally near Dalamar that came over to Vass. So
Okay, right. That's right, because there's the dead one, there's the one by Dalamar, and there's one by Hugh.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
the one by Dalamar is now owned by Vass. Oh.
Okay, the tail end of the conga line, because obviously Rue was the head of the conga line until there was no more conga line. So that's 66. One is spinning incessantly, breakdancing. That's 26 radiant damage on that, and whoever attacks it next has advantage.
All right. Glowing, looking a little hurt, but still standing there. As Rue's turn comes to an end, and it is Dalamar's go. And Dalamar. Yeah, you know what? What's life if you don't live a little bit? Dalamar's going to run in next to Hugh and begins to form the beginning components of a spell, and as he does so, hands go outward. There's a chill as he is going to cast Cone of Cold for the to the Dragonel, the officer, and would this get any of the others? With its range. Yeah, it's gonna get that other officer, that still had the crossbow out just at the bare corner. So, 3. That's gonna be con saves against Dalamar's DC. That is a natural 1 from our Dragonel. The officer in front of Hugh gets a gentleman's 20. And then the one on the side gets a 5. So 2 out of 3 are going to fail Dalamar's Cone of Cold. So that's going to be 8d8. So that's 32 points of damage for a failed save, which means that becomes 30. Okay. Bam. Alright. And then math. Bam, bam. That was... Alright, so that's Dalamar's turn, which means Hugh, we come to your go. It's a little frosty here.
Okay. Time to break the ice. 9's not gonna do anything for me. The 13 on the Dragonel.
13, unfortunately, does not get past its barding.
So my puns were for naught. So I will use my bonus action to use my dancing longsword for the first time.
Heck yeah!
Do a 14 to hit.
Oh, unfortunately, the 14 does not strike.
Do have the +1, so 15.
15 just misses the Dragonel's AC. With that, it is the end of Hugh's turn, and it is our officers' go. We have 2 of them. And the one that was struck by Dalamar's ice-cold breath from the side is going to, as he reloads the crossbow, take a shot. And a 17 will hit Dalamar. Ooh. That is 19 points of damage to Dalamar. Or not 19, 17. I mathed wrong. No, I mathed right. Too many dice tonight, guys. The other one, still focusing on Hugh, will take a 2 attacks with its vicious lance. That is a 17 on its first attack. And an 8 on the second. So, Hugh, you're fine. This dance continues. And then our Dragonelles. The one that is glowing is going to try and continue after Vass. But that is a natural one. And then an 8.
Thanks, you love to see it.
For the one that is in front of Hugh, one of the rend attacks towards Hugh with a 23 to hit. For 9 slashing and 2 fire. The second towards Dalamar, which misses with a 13. Bounces off the arcane armorings. But with that, it is now Vass's turn. The one that is on you does glow.
Yes. And I'm going to take advantage of that and make a scimitar attack with advantage.
Ouch.
And it's just the first attack that has advantage, right? Not my.
It's just the first one, yep.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do a second one because that's a bonus action. With my bonus action, I am going to give a second level healing word to Rue, and the healing word is ouch.
Fitting.
Oh my god. That is an ouch. I'm sorry, Rue.
But look at the bright side. You rolled a 1, a 2, and your modifier of 3 in order.
It's like a straight.
The OCD part of me is very satisfied, but
So, anything else from Vass?
no.
Alright. We come then to Rue. It is your turn.
I backed way away from all of this action.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. So I think I'm at least like 55 or 60 feet away from that one that's on Bass. And then remind me, so there's Dragonelle on Hugh, there's a Dragonelle, no. Dragonelle on Bass. Dragonelle on Hugh?
Yes.
And then how many officers are left?
2.
One
One
on
standing,
Dalamar.
one standing kind of on his own. He's using his crossbow, and then one on Hugh. And Dalamar's right next to Hugh, because he did the Cone of Cold, but didn't want to get Hugh in it.
Right. Got it. Let's try and help our allies again, and do a guiding bolt again. First level this time. Twin spell though, and let's target the 2 remaining Dragonelles. 1 second. Go. Guiding bolt. One on Vass first. That's a 12 to hit.
Misses, unfortunately.
And the one on Hugh is not much better. That's a 14 to hit.
Misses, unfortunately.
And then let's see. I think I will use a bonus action to convert a level 2 spell slot into a couple sorcery points.
So, as Rue is doing that, it is going to be Dalamar's turn. And Dalamar, up close and personal with the action, he's going to not want to be here again, and Misty steps away. And then when he reappears, closer to Rue, he's going to release another firebolt aimed at the officer that he was just nearby. And that's a natural 20. So that will be that amount of damage. So 18 points of fire damage to this officer. So he's looking a little roughed up. Still in fighting condition. But that's it for Dalamar's turn. And Hugh, it is your go.
Okay, so let's try again this killing the stupid Dragonelle plan. 22?
Yes.
Or 16 piercing.
It will go down.
Oh, I don't need to calculate the psychic then. Ah! Alright, bonus action. Reapply. Yeah, reapply Hunter's Mark to the nearest of the officers.
That would be the one that was on the Dragonelle you just slain.
That's what I figured, but I didn't want to make assumptions.
We love it.
And there we go, 17.
A 17 just hits.
There we go. 15 piercing.
It is a new creature, so you get your dreadful strikes. There we go.
And 3 psychic.
This guy's looking real rough now. Not quite on death's door, but getting close to it. And with Q's turn coming to an end, it is now our officer's go. He doesn't like this. He's going to take 2 more stabs of his lance at you.
Okay.
First one misses with an 11. Second one is a 21.
That's gonna be a parry.
Alright, so slide of your sword through the air, and the attack is off course. You remain unstruck. We've got one Dragonelle left. And it was going after Vass. But that light kind of had it distracted. And so as it takes to the air, flapping its wings, it's going to crash down in front of Rue. And
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
unfortunately, it has flyby.
Oh,
So things it does not provoke attacks of opportunity as it flies away.
holy crap! It could close that distance. I should have put more distance between us.
An 8 misses.
Okay.
However, I believe a 23 will hit.
Yeah, I can't even shield that.
That is 8 slashing damage and 1 fire.
So 9 total.
9 total.
Let's check the concentration. Yeah, it's 15. That's fine.
You're
I
fine.
still have vampiric touch up, even though I've only used it once.
So, that's it for our Dragonelles. Vass, it's your turn. You had a Dragonelle by you.
I did. And Rue had moved 55 feet away. Is that right? So is the Dragonelle now 50 feet from me?
Yeah.
Something
Okay.
like that.
How can, with 40 feet of movement, can I make it to the officer that's all by his onesie?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will walk up to him and start laying into him with my scimitar. That was so close to being a natural 20.
Oh no!
And then with my offhand attack, another whip.
Oof.
This is a great turn, guys.
Oh no. Unfortunately, those attacks do not go through. But you're now in this guy's face. And Rue, it's your turn. You've got a dragon now. Dalamar.
I have Dalamar.
Dalamar poofed, and when he did so, it was over towards you.
Oh. Has this Dragonelle been hit before?
Yeah, this was your one that you had glowing.
You know what? It flew an awful long way to get to me. Rue's a little bit startled that it was able to make it that far. And when Rue startled, Rue cast Color Spray and to try and put a dazzling flash of lights in front of its face.
Okay.
So that's gonna be... Oh, I gotta roll the 6d10s. Where is it? I think it's 6d10s. I don't know why it doesn't have a damage roll. Maybe because it's not damage. So I guess if it has like 29 HP or less, it's gonna be blinded.
You are so fucking lucky. It had 29 exactly.
I think it's... Yeah, I think 29. Yeah, it must be equal to or less than the remaining total, which was 29. Alright, so Rhubarb blinds this thing, apparently.
Yeah.
Does blind mean it fails any ability to check the required site? Like, it could still take an opportunity to attack if I tried to run out of range of it, I guess.
Potentially, yeah.
But it would just have disadvantage on the attack.
Potentially.
Potentially. Bonus action. I can't Misty Step because that was a leveled spell. I can't really do a lot. I'm gonna risk it, and I'm gonna try and run away from this thing. So yeah, Rue's startled. He color sprays in its face, hopes that it's blinded, and he's like kind of booking it past Dalamar to try and get away from this Dragonelle again.
It's gonna take an attack of opportunity. And it seems unhindered by the fact that it is blinded. There may be some other senses at play here. But an 8 misses you, so you're able to scurry off in your gnome way. All I can imagine is that, you made me ink! But, yeah. Rue gets away, leaving Dalamar here, and... Well... That's one way to get rid of a problem, I guess. But... You know what? He's got other ways to get rid of a problem. Since no one else is in the area of this Dragonelle, he's going to do another casting and will create a ice storm centered on this creature. So 40-foot high cylinder, clouds roll in, 20 feet around, hail just begins raining down on this thing. Dragonelle needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Dragonelle gets a natural 1.
Oh, poor Dragonelle.
So, that's gonna be 2d8 bludgeoning for 15 bludgeoning. And then 4d6 cold damage for 18 cold damage.
Those are nice rolls.
They are good rolls. Dalamar seems to be a force to reckon with. And that Dragonelle goes down, leaving just 2 officers, one with you, one with Vax. As it is now Hugh's turn.
Okay. I am going to toss out my dancing longsword and have it dance around and attack this guy from behind. I take it at 8 seconds. I'm not gonna hit.
Unfortunately, that does not hit.
So we're gonna do this the normal way. 18, which I assume hits. 4, 13 piercing, and 2 psychic.
Alrighty. 13 plus 2 into this guy who's already hurt is enough for him to going down, leaving just Vass and his buddy.
Alright, I'm gonna go on to the vast one, and I got a 24 to hit.
24 will strike.
I'll get a 10. Oh, this. Oh, actually, I can't do Hunter's Mark on this because I use that with the thing, so. 13 and 2 psychic for 15 damage.
Alright, this guy is looking pretty bad. But, with that, it is, our officer's turn. He can't really make a grab for his lance. He only has his, crossbow here. So, he's going to swing his crossbow like a club, and will try and hit both Vass and Hugh. That is a 12 to try and hit Vass. And a 12 to try and hit Hugh, so doesn't seem to be working out too well for him. Vass, it's your turn. One guy left. Hugh is over here, so if you'd like to close a flank, you can do so.
I would absolutely like to dance around this officer until I close a flank. And then I'll try and hit him with my scimitars again. And that's gonna do 5 plus sneak attack. 9, so 14 for the first attack.
And with that first attack, he draws his last breath. If Vass, you would like to paint a picture.
Alright, so I think Vass, he dances around, so he's kind of off. He's kind of outside of the guy's range of sight. He's in his blind spot. And he, like, whirls the scimitar and lops his head off.
Yeah. And as the dragon officer's head hits the ground, we still have a bit of travel left to get to this place of power. But at least it seems that the dragon officers have not found it. At least not these ones. You can only pray and hope that others do not wait at the site for you. But that is
The
something.
officers have interesting.
They've got their dragon army, armor and weaponry. There's lances, crossbows, bolts. One of them has a training whistle for its dragonelle.
One of
What
them doesn't
kind
have
of
a head on his
crossbows?
shoulders.
What kind of crossbow is it?
It is a heavy crossbow.
Okay.
Two-handed.
Did they have any like paperwork on them? Like
Not these ones.
like I think they have in the past. Okay.
But we'll have to see what waits for you, where you travel, for our next episode. This session will come to a close here. So thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I'll see you guys in the next stream, but until then, head over to wildwitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord for updates on our all of our announcements and to jump in a game yourself. Of course, as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.